It's our time to shine. Yo, that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts, cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Even what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fall, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends. Yeah. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up now. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up. Hard words like a weapon, attack with no questions. In my own section and they still disconnected, cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection. Too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention, cause I'm gaining their attention, cause I'm making a connection. Lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension. In my passion, my profession, I'm attacking my obsession, taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why I'm effective. See, you can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing. Tell me all the same, told me I won't make a name. But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins. Feel adrenaline, no pain, welcome all to my domain. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you.
What's going on, you guys? How's it all going? It's the FPL Penguin back again with another stream for you all. And today's stream we'll be talking about GW29 and the best wildcard in my opinion. Players to target going into that game week and beyond too. So I hope you're all doing well. We had to rearrange the stream yesterday. Unfortunately I couldn't do it, so I decided to do it now a bit more earlier than usual. So if you are there, make yourself known. Hope you're all doing well. And let's get straight into this. So as you can see, this is what I've come up with. Now I haven't got my wildcard, bit of disclaimer. I've got no chips left. Now, this is just to help people out, a bit of a chip strategy, and players that I think are good for the fixtures ahead, bringing in 28 and onwards. So this is the team that I've come up with, and I like the players. I like the players a lot. So I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna go through them for you guys. And if you've got any GW28 questions at all, please do fire them away, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And also, we'll have the fixture difficulty just to explain why I picked these players as well. Goalkeeper-wise, Ariola and Martinez. The reason I picked those two, now they're doing pretty well. The Fulham are looking more tight. Now they got a clean sheet against Liverpool. I know we're not in the best of form, but still, clean sheet at Anfield, big thing for them. And this goalkeeper has got a lot more stronger now for Scott Parker's team. If you have a look at how he's been doing, gets an average of a save point every game, and 8 bonus so far in total. He got a clean sheet against Liverpool, clean sheet against Spurs, clean sheet against Sheffield United, clean sheet against Everton. Clean sheet against, you get the idea. He looks a very good, solid goalkeeper, and the way Scott Parker set up his team right now with Fulham. Fixtures wise, he's got City next. It's going to be a tough game, that. but they have frustrated a lot of the top 16 so far this season, as we've seen. Then they've got Leeds, then they've got Aston Villa, then they've got Wolves and Arsenal. Now, if we have a look, we'll do a bit of comparison. We've got Martinez also in that wildcard team too. Now, I think they're good rotation-wise, because you could see Martinez has got Newcastle. You could start him then. Ariola's got City. Then in the blank, they're both playing the blank. Then you could start Ariola versus Leeds. And then Aston Villa have got Spurs. Fair enough, he could get the save points, but I would probably prefer having Ariola in this game against in this fixture. And then they can see here that they both play each other, so that's going to be interesting at who you'll decide to go for in game week 30. We go for Martinez or Ariola if you do have them both. And then you see both are going to have extremely hard fixtures. They got Liverpool City after that, and they got the same, not the same, but I think I still think Fulham. I still got the more favourable fixtures, despite them having Wolves and Arsenal. Arsenal's going to be a tough one, I feel, but I still feel Ariola's probably the man to start out of those two fixtures in game week 31 and 32. So those are the goalkeepers. Why I picked those two goalkeepers. How are you all doing? Mike is a tad quiet. Let me just check. Let's turn up. Thanks for letting me know, Benji. Hopefully it should be a bit more better now. Oh, it's okay now. Hope you're okay, Benji. How you doing, mate? Ismail, how you doing? Just a bit of a wildcard team. My thoughts and the players that I think you guys should probably think about bringing in for the the game week ahead and game week set onward. So those are the goalkeeper picks. Those are the reason why I picked those two goalkeepers. Moving on to the defence now. We've got Dallas, Aina, Az, Cresswell and Diaz. I'm also thinking that blank game, but I'm not getting too hasty because I don't feel it's worth it if you're wildcarding to have that many for the blank game week. I don't feel it's worth going that crazy with that many players. I think the minimum I'd say is 7. You should be happy with for the blank game week. So the reason I've gone for Dallas, Dallas is fantastic getting those attacking returns. He's got a tough game against Chelsea, but then again he's playing the blank against Fulham, and we know how attacking he is. Sometimes plays as centre mid, bombs up the field. He's got Sheffield United, so he's a good one too. Then he has got some tough fixtures in City and Liverpool. While Aina has got City, he's a tough one. Leeds, Aston Villa, Wolves after that, so he'd be a good one to start in those games after the City game. Then we have Az, Cresswell and Diaz. Now we know with Chelsea they have Leeds away, and they're not playing the blank, but they have then got a good fixture, 2 good fixtures or 3 in a row, West Brom, Palace and Brighton, and we have seen them clogging up those clean sheets as well. And Azpilicueta is very unlikely to be rotated, as you can see by his minutes, playing a full 90 minutes since Tuchel was appointed. I think by the Wolves game, he's played every single game since he was appointed, and he scored 1 goal during his reign so far, and a full 90 minutes on average. So he's got some good fixtures ahead. Not playing the blank, but he's a good one for the Leeds game. Cresswell, he's got Man United. Then he's playing the blank against Arsenal. He's got Wolves, but he's still a good one. He's cranking up those assists, as we know. He takes set pieces, take corners. He's got 10 assists. How crazy is that? 10 assists for someone who's like a centre back, left back for West Ham. He's taking corners. You gotta get him in your team. I think he's a good one to go forward with. Diaz. Now you're probably gonna have for the blank game week. You're gonna have 3. That's all right. I was just going to say 2, but it doesn't really matter because, like I said, a minimum of 7 players for that blank game week. That you'll be fine with that. As I was saying, Diaz, this is Benji's team. They've got Fulham away. Should be a bit of a clean sheet there and could do well. Probably get a goal in that game. Diaz, he's less likely to be rotated. The reason I picked him over Stones, I just feel Diaz is less likely to be rotated. I feel like Stones is more likely to be rotated in his fixture. So I picked him instead. Now, he's not playing anyone in blank game week, but he's got Leicester, Leeds and Aston Villa. He's a good one to probably look out for in the fixtures right there. No Everton players. Great fixtures in the next 3. True, Benji, true. But the reason I've not gone for any Evertonians, and I was really thinking about this really hard, they're not playing the blank. I know they've got Burnley, they've got Palace and Brighton. We're yet to find out, but it's not been confirmed. If it was confirmed, I would have put some Everton players in this wildcard team, but still, there's nothing confirmed that they're going to be playing like a double game week like against Aston Villa in 28. So I'm just a bit 50-50 because I feel DCL, a bit hit and miss, not really doing anything. Richarlison's probably the best bet. I don't think there's anyone, to be honest with you, that's really grasping my attention. I don't think there really is at this very moment of time. Because if you ever look at some fixtures in the past, we got Richarlison. I believe that was in the double game week. Richarlison did well. There was Siggy again, so it's a bit of deja vu. Richarlison goal, Sigurdsson assist. They did beat us. Sigurdsson's probably one to look out for, but I'm not really that much going to recommend to you guys to probably have anybody. But Richarlison's done quite well, but I'm just not so sure about Evertonians. I'm not so sure. They're a bit 50-50. They're a team that loses 2-0 to Fulham at home and 2-0 to Newcastle. So I'm a bit 50-50 about them, to be fair, mate. But if we move on to the midfield now, I will timestamp these, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Week 28 team, 1 million in the bank. A good wild card on first glance, very different. Thanks, mate. Great stream. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Richarlison, Luca Dean, and James for me, the three. James has been a bit 50-50. He's not as comparing to what he was at the start of the season. Getting those returns. It's gone a bit quiet, hasn't he? Luca Dean, he's a good one, but it'd probably be a surprise to a lot of people, not just yourself, Benji, who will come across the stream. But I do feel Evertonians, I don't feel they're necessary to have. I feel the bit of hit and miss a lot of the times. Hammers back for Burnley game also true, but I'm not really hyped. But if they do something, they do something. But if I had to say, I'd probably pick Richarlison in the wildcard team. We'll get to the forward line in a minute, mate. But we'll move on now to the midfield. I picked Mount, and we'll get to Spurs playing, mate. We're going to talk about Mount, Lookman, and then Rafinha. Chelsea-wise, they've got Leeds. Now, he was rested, wasn't he? Or did he play the last few minutes against in the last game, Mount? So it's a bit tactics, a bit rotation, but I still think Mount is a good one. Since Tuchel was appointed, he's got 3 goals. I think one of them was a penalty Mount got. So he's still a good one, going under the radar. Mount, and I feel like he should start this game against Leeds. He is playing the blank, but I still think he's got some good fixtures in West Brom, Palace and Brighton ahead. And Chelsea looking at strong unit right now, so I think he's a good one to go for. Another one to talk about is Lookman from Fulham. Fair enough, he's got a tough fixture against City, but could do something. They look very, very attacking, Fulham, in games. Then they've got Leeds, which we know last time out was a 4-3 win for Leeds. Now, I don't believe Lookman played in that game. I don't think he had signed for them then. So they got Leeds, and again they got Villa and Wolves. So it's going to be interesting to see how Lookman does, but I feel that they look really, really attacking at the moment. And Scott Parker will be pumped, and the Fulham team will be pumped after getting that very big shock win, surprise win against mighty Liverpool. So I think Lookman is a nice one to go for. Rafinha, now he's by far Leeds' best player at the moment. He's got Chelsea now. I still think that's a so good fixture to probably start him in. You also got Fulham and Sheffield United in the next 2 fixtures, playing the blank too. So I feel they're very tasty fixtures in blank 29 and also game week 30. So that's the midfield I'll probably go for. And looking at also the last 2 players in that midfield are Bale and Son. Land of the Rising Sun, 2 attacking Spurs players. Now the question is, guys, for you, do you feel triple Spurs attack is necessary for the next couple of games? If we look at Spurs fixtures, Spurs are on a roll. Bale's on a roll since he starting the games for Spurs again. But do you feel Spurs attack is necessary? So we're talking about Bale, Son and Kane. Or do you feel much better just to have double Spurs attack? At the moment, as you can see in my team, I've gone for triple Spurs. Now, I'm considering triple Spurs attack very, very soon. But this is what I'm going for in this best wildcard team to recommend to you guys. Players look out for. Arsenal, Kane loves a good game against Arsenal. Arsenal 50-50 at the minute. They got Aston Villa, they got Newcastle. They are playing the blank. That's going to be a big game. Probably a lot of people get triple Spurs attacking for that game. They have got Man United, who aren't looking the best. And then they got Everton. But bear in mind, just like Man City, they have got a blank in 33. So probably isn't best if you want to just keep it safe, but you can go triple Spurs if you want to, and then probably transfer one of them out for, say, Bruno Fernandes, because I believe Bruno's fixtures get better, and he has got Liverpool at home, so probably score against us, and he has got Leeds as well. So probably if you want to ditch maybe Son or Bale going into 33, and then go for someone like Bruno if you haven't got him already, but nearly 60% of you have. But probably if you haven't, maybe bring him in. He's got a good fixture, I'd say, right there. But yes, that's the midfield. Look at the forward line as well. We'll go moving to the forward line. Benji's saying double Spurs for me, maybe. Ronan's saying, how you doing, Ronan? Well, lads, Cancelo got rest against the bottom 4 clubs as well. So if Cancelo starts tonight, getting a kicking out of it, Dean for me. So it's good. It's going to be interesting, mate. It's going to be interesting to see what team Pep puts out tonight. It's going to be very interesting. So onto the forward line now, and then we'll probably get everyone's final thoughts. Keep saying your questions, guys. If you've got any questions at all for Game Week 28, please find them away. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you're enjoying the stream, hit that like button down below, and please do subscribe and share this video with your mates on Facebook and Twitter. I really do appreciate it. So we've got Watkins. Now we'll get to Watkins in a minute, because it's going to be a bit of rotation. Do we go for Watkins or do we go for Richarlison? But we'll talk about Kane and Antonio at the moment, why I picked them. Now we have gone for triple Spurs attack, as you can see. Now I've gone for Kane because he's the man for Spurs. He's the man up front. And if we had Boone on here, he'd tell you all about Spurs. They're getting better now. They're getting better, Spurs now. But injecting Bale, no pun intended, Buddha. Putting Bale back in that team has really revived the Spurs attack. So as you can see there, it could be a bold move having triple Spurs attack, but they have got Arsenal. Kane loves scoring against Arsenal. They have got Villa, they have got Newcastle. Now, like I said, the question is double triple Spurs too hasty? Is it not necessary? I'm a bit 50-50 with it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. But I may just stick with Son and Kane at the moment, who are in my team at the moment. But Kane against Arsenal seems tasty. He has a good record against them. Then he's got Villa, and he's got Newcastle. Newcastle looking shaky as hell. And then he's got Man United. So I don't feel it's a bad idea to have someone like Harry Kane in, but I'll probably slap the captaincy on him. He's very good, as we all know. Antonio, if we have a look at Mr. Antonio, he's got Manchester United next. I think he could score in this game. I mean, fair enough, he scored against Man City, who got like the best defensive record in the league. So he could score against them. Sheffield United are beating United at Old Trafford. Why can't West Ham get a result? They beat Spurs too. And also they're playing the blank against Arsenal, they're playing against Wolves. So I think he's a good one to probably go for too. So I haven't really gone for someone like Lingard or Souček. I think Antonio's probably the safest pick. He's getting them good shots on goal. He's very attacking. And, you know, this is such a... I do like this team. I mean, you could do, like Benji was mentioned earlier, probably have Richarlison in. If we get Mr. Richarlison. There we go. Let's get Richarlison in. So, there's two ways you could do this, guys. If you want to have the Evertonian in, you know, with Richarlison, comparing with Watkins. I'm only saying Watkins because if you look at Aston Villa's fixtures, we do a bit of comparison. Aston Villa and Everton, you're probably looking at this, you know, Everton probably more favourable despite having a blank game week in 29. I think that's the only thing that puts me off, because you want to have that many attackers going to the blank game week, but I don't feel it's that necessary, to be honest with you. Aston Villa, you know, he's a bit hit and miss. Watkins, Grealish is still out. You know, Spurs looking shaky. Watkins could hurt them. Newcastle looking shaky. So three games, you know, especially 4 Liverpool away. You know, that could be a good game for Watkins. Probably thumpers like they did in the League Cup quite a few years ago. Probably last season, not a few seasons ago, the other season ago. But yeah, so I feel that's a good way to go. But if you want to take a punt, the only reason I didn't go for Everton is because they haven't got a double game week at the moment in 28. And the more it drags on, the less likely it's going to be. Because they would have Aston Villa as well as Burnley in 28. So if they did have that, I'd probably say Richarlison over Watkins. like Benji was saying, the fixtures are more favourable despite the blank game week. So probably Richarlison, as you can see, is probably the better choice. And I do appreciate that from Benji throwing that out there. That's probably something. Magician, how you doing? Hey Penguin, love the podcast. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much for tuning in. John, how you doing, mate? Jamo, how you doing? How you doing, guys? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So that's probably the wildcard go for. The only probably change, thanks to Benji, probably had just reconsidered. I just reconsidered it. Probably either Watkins or Richarlison, but probably Richarlison's more favourable despite the blank fixture. But that's probably the wildcard team going forward from 28 onwards. If you're looking to wildcard, or if you haven't got a wildcard left, you're looking to bring in some of those players for the fixtures ahead. Those are the players I recommend, guys. Those are the players I recommend. Any last minute thoughts, guys? Any last minute Game Week 28 questions? Do fire them away, and we'll sign off from there. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Are you looking forward to the game tonight against Man City? Hoping you bet you guys are hoping not much in Pep rotation. I'm just hoping for a 0-0 draw, guys, or 1-0 win for City, and both Diaz and Stone start. I think Richie's very good. I want him, but would have to be a -8. But I don't know, dude. Don't do a -8. Don't do a -8. It's not worth it. Maybe for -4, but not a -8, mate. I wouldn't do that. But so that's probably what I'm going for, guys. I think by looking at the fixtures, I think that's good. It's all about to be or not to be. A double or triple Spurs attack, is it necessary? That's the big question. So I'll probably sign up from there. Sanan's saying DCL to Maja for 29. Fulham blank in 33, putting me off. Because we just have a quick look at that. Game week 33, yeah, I've got a blank. And, I don't mind that DCL to Maja, but I just think Maja could be a bit rotational. I think he's a bold pick going for him. I don't think he's that solid. So I wouldn't probably look at getting Maja in. I don't feel he's the player to probably go. He's a differential. He's a punt to go for. But like you said, he's not playing 33. He's not that consistent. He's probably still rotation with Mitrovic. I'm not too sure about Maja, mate, at the moment. Just probably give him a bit more time, I'd say. Ronan's saying, can you send it to me on Twitter for this week? Yeah, do you want to rate your team? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, you can. You can send me your team, mate. Send me your team if you want, and I'll quickly do it now. If anyone will send me the team, you can send me on Twitter. I'm more than happy to rate it. Ben, you're saying keep DCL, lad. Tom is saying either Alonso on a wild card. I think Az is the best one because he's less likely to be rotated. We'll take some last few questions, guys. If you've got any last few questions, do find them away. We'll do a bit of comparison. Because, like, if we look at Alonso here, Tuchel came in the Wolves game. His minutes have been 50-50, 90-90, 28, 90-90, blank 90. He's a bit rotation with Chirrell, as we know. Now, with Azpilicueta, he's the same price as Alonso. Have a little scroll down. He's got 1 goal since the Tuchel reign. He's played a full 90 minutes. Less likely to be rotated compared to Alonso. So I'd probably go for Az instead. More safer, nailed-on pick, mate, I'd say. JPT, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well, mate. This is just my wildcard team. Well, not my wildcard team, but I've already used my wildcard. But players that I think you guys should probably bring in if you're wildcard, no players to bring in general on transfers if you haven't got a wildcard left. So that's probably the players I'd probably recommend you guys start to bring in. Let's have a look down here. If you guys are enjoying the video, please do like the stream down below, and please do share. Please do subscribe as well. Really appreciate it. Sedan's saying KDB triple captain. Pep will make me cry today when KDB is benched. Mate, I hope KDB and Sterling and Gundogan are benched. Not all of them, but I hope it's a 0-0 tonight, and I hope Diaz and Stones both start. That's all I hope for on a clean sheet. That's all I hope for. Yeah, Aspi. For me in Game Week 30. He's a good one. He's more nailed on. He's a solid pick. And my other thoughts were probably But before I did this wildcard, before I looked into it further, the fixtures was Rudiger, but thankfully I didn't go for him in this wildcard team because I went for Az because he's more nailed on, and it just seems to be more preferred, doesn't he? What's everyone else saying? Have you sent me your team, Ronan? Do let me know if you sent me the team. I'll have a look in a minute. Keep DCL, lad. Oh, yeah, I say keep DCL. Don't make a hasty move. Manager's not that worth it in my opinion. It's a bit of a bold move to go for. Salah looking to move on soon. Not worth 12. He's not worth it. It's overrated price for him. I'm looking to get rid of Salah soon, but I'm going to give him one last shot, guys, in my actual team, Mo Salah. He's got Wolves next. He got a goal and assist. Not saying that's going to mean much, but gives you a bit of hope, doesn't it? And if someone's going to score, it's probably going to be him. If we're looking sloppy, it's probably going to be him. It's probably going to score. So I'm not expecting much from the Wolves game, but I'm going to still keep him FPL-wise, Mo Salah, for that game. If he does nothing, then he's going out, probably for Lookman. Can you imagine downgrading to Lookman? And then I'll have about 8 million in the bank then if I did that. Ronan said I sent my team now. We'll check it out now, mate. I pinged you my team on Twitter. Cool, mate. I'll have a look in a minute. Hopstone is benched. He's awful. No, I own him. I don't want to watch him. He's 50-50 Stone. He's not that great, is he? Kobe saying, how you doing, Kobe? I'm thinking of getting Iniacho as a 1 week punt, though. You know, he's getting the games, isn't he? He's getting the games. Thomas saying, you have a strong bench. Alonso is ridiculously attacking, though. His upside's worth it. It is, it's worth going for, mate. I'm just saying it's a bit of rotation because he's still rotation with Chill, as I showed on the screen. But go for him, mate. It's, all about going for it. Jamo's saying that Bale, Kane for me, or Bale/Kane for me. Yeah, so it's going to be one of them. All about the, Spurs. Do we go double or triple Spurs? What do you guys think? Double or triple Spurs attack? Or you more feel it's a more safer move going for double Spurs attack instead, like with Son and Bale or Bale, Kane and stuff? Do let me know. I'm thinking of getting Nacho in. Yeah, we'll get to your teams in a minute, guys. Don't worry. Well, don't worry. We'll get to looking at rating your teams. In Nacho's probably a nice one to probably look at bringing in. With a little... how he's doing. Let's have a little scroll down. Here he is. So let's have a look how he's got on. Now in the last 3 games, I've been getting the minutes, and he's got 2 returns in the last 3 games, 2 goals, should I say. And he looks like a good one to go for. 5.6, much cheaper than Jamie Vardy, nearly half his price tag. And I think he's a good differential to go for. He's getting the minutes now. And with Maddison Barnes out, it looks like he's getting the chances more. I know he's a striker, but maybe there's a different formation, probably a 4-4-2 it looks like. They're playing at the minute now that both Barnes and Maddison are out. So he's a good one to go for, despite having a blank. And then he's got City, a game against Sheffield United, which Jamie Vardy loves scoring in. It's not a bad one to go for. And also, I probably think these fixtures as well, West Brom Palace, are good ones as well. So Iniacho is a good one to go for, mate. Even for a 1 week punt against Sheffield United, I like it. I think it's a good one to go for, and I hope it pays off for you. We're going to have a look at some Rate My Teams now. If you want, do send them to me. I really do appreciate it. Ronan, this is your team. Let's have a look at your team. I'm kind of confused on who to captain this week. Have it on Kane at the minute. I think he's a safe bet. Mate, I'm considering captain Kane too this game week. He's got a good record, very good against Arsenal. It's a big derby. It's the derby, isn't it? And it's always got goals in it. So I think Kane, captain, you can't go wrong with that. I feel by looking at your team, DCL. If DCL had a double, I'd probably lean towards him for captaincy. But there's nothing been confirmed yet. So at the moment, go for Kane. I think Kane's the best bet, mate, as captain, and I like it. It's a nice team. I am looking at Rafinha on your bench because we know how attacking he is, but we know how solid at the back Chelsea have looked since the appointment of their manager. The only probably change I'd make is because we know Gundogan's got more defensive, but I still think it's bold to probably bench him in your team. I'd probably say Rafinha. It is a tough one. It is a tough one. But don't. I don't know what you guys think, but I'd still say start Rafinha over Rudiger, mate. I still say that. I'd still start Rafinha over Rudiger. That's what I think, because I think you get those extra attacking returns. You know, Chelsea could get a clean sheet in that game, but you know how good of a player Rafinha is. That's the only change I'd make, but that's my opinion, mate. But I do like the captain pick. I love the team overall. I think it's great. I like it. I think it's very, very good. I don't know if you sent me your team, Jamo. Do let me know. I haven't received it yet. If you sent it through DMs, I'm not too sure. If you sent it to the right FPL Penguin. What else I'm saying? Thoughts on Veltman? Veltman. Now that's a name I've not heard about for a long, long time. Now somebody who I was considering in my game week 1 draft team. He was. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at Veltman. He's 4.3, very, very cheap. Probably gone down the price. As you can see, he's getting the minutes. He scored a goal against Crystal Palace in that derby loss. But I feel like it could be a good one. He's not bad. He's playing the blank. He's got 2 decent fixtures ahead. I think he's a good one to go for. He's cheap, saves you some money too, so he's probably a good one to go for, I'd say. But yeah, this team is spicy. Thinking of moving Sterling to Mahrez. Am I nuts? That's how much I hate Sterling at the moment. If we have a look at Mahrez's minutes, let's have a quick look at Mahrez's minutes. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at his minutes. We'll scroll down. He is getting the minutes a minute, 90 minutes, and he's been getting like a goal, assist, 3 assists in a row, and he's got a goal there. So he's been looking good. I don't think he's a bad shout. Looks like maybe Pep's looking like he likes him at the minute. I feel if you want to go for it, mate, if he's frustrating you, Sterling, go for Mahrez. And you're a City fan too, you know him better than all of us. I mean, Pep knows City more than anyone, doesn't he? But I feel Mahrez, and also he saves you money too, about 3 million, something like that. So I don't think it's a bad shout. Probably go for Mahrez, mate. Yeah, tweet team link below. I have to just pick it up, mate. I can't pick it up, mate, on my side. You have to tweet me, mate, unfortunately, because I don't know if you put it in the chat. Let me get it. I don't know if I can bring it on the screen. Let me just see if I can bring it on the screen. Because you might need to send it to me on Twitter, mate. Because unfortunately I can't bring it up on my side through the chat. Dylan, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. This is probably the wildcard team I'm going for. If you're a bit late, I don't know if your notifications have worked this time. But I did a bit of an earlier stream. I couldn't do one yesterday because I didn't have time. But this is the wildcard team I'm going for. Any last minute questions, guys, do find them away. But that's what I probably will go for. That's what I'll probably by basing on the fixtures. Kobe saying, should I play Shaw, Rafinha or Bamford this week? I'd say, by looking at fixtures, I wouldn't say Bamford. I think it's 50-50. Rafinha's up there. Shaw's doing well. I'd say start Shaw. This game week, and he's getting those attacking returns. Got a decent fixture against West Ham. Don't know if they'll keep a clean sheet, but he's probably more than likely to get an attacking return in that game. So I'd probably say him in that. 11 minutes till lineups. I don't know if I'll be around for that. Let me just quickly get myself in here quick. Benji, if you want to pop in the Discord and last few minutes and get your thoughts on this wildcard team or any players to look out for, do feel free to pop on, mate, and we'll have a good chat. So just yes, that's what I'm going for. And say hello to everybody. Hope you're doing well, guys. If you are enjoying the stream, please hit that like button down below and please do subscribe. I sent it over to Twitter as a tweet, mate, but it says your DMs are off. See, somebody else said that. Somebody else said that, my DMs, but I'm getting DMs through from like Dylan and stuff. So I can't understand why, because my DMs are definitely on, mate. So I think it's somebody else said that. I'm not too sure. Was it Ronan? But I think you need to follow me, mate. You need to follow me probably to private message me. I think that's the issue. How you doing, Benji? How you doing? How's it going? How's your game week going? Do I dare say? Oh.
Move.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so you were talking about Everton players. I have put Richarlison in. I've reconsidered it and put Richarlison instead of Watkins, despite them on the blank. I don't know what you think. Do you think Everton will still get a double this game week, or do you think it's less likely now to happen?
It's way too late.
Too
Gotta
late.
be way too late, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the protocol is, but I think it's a bit too late. I know they announced do you remember the Fulham Tottenham game in the blank before?
Oh
They
yeah.
announced that really late, like 2 days or 3 days before the game. So they could do a late, we're announcing that it's gonna be midweek game. But I think it's really, really late. Yeah, I think Everton players are good though. Great 3 next games. I know they've got a blank, but
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just say to JBT, if you want to pop on with me and Benji for the last few minutes, if you're free, feel free to pop on Discord, and it'd be great to chat to you too. Who am I captain this week? Just quickly say to Jake, Harry Kane. Probably think about captaining. I know it's a bit earlyish. This game it's still going, but who are you considering, Benji, captaining in your team at the moment? Would you say? Are you not too sure?
I don't know. I hate Sterling. It's on Sterling at the moment, but I'm definitely not captaining him. And Salah's not playing well. I'm a bit iffy on Fernandes because West Ham defense is very good, and they troubled us. So yeah, I don't know who I'm captaining. Honestly, I'm up in the air at the moment.
Just say to Jamo, this is me, mate. There are 2 FPL Penguins. I'm the FPL Penguin with number 1 at the end, and this is my logo. So it's this penguin here. So just look out for this one. Type in the number 1 at the end, and then you should find me and send me a DM. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing Harry Kane this game.
I'd say Harry Kane's a really good pick because if you look at his record against Arsenal, he scores every time against them. Every time.
Yeah.
He just seems to be on the end of every goal that they get against Arsenal. And especially when they, win by a considerate amount, he's on a couple. So, yeah, I'd say Kane's actually a good pick. Don't be afraid that it's Arsenal, because this isn't Arsenal of, years before. This is Arsenal this year. You still have to have that in your mind. This is the Arsenal that drew to Burnley, So, just be aware of that.
Yeah. I just have a click here, quick. Let's check everything's. Yeah, I just think when I just look at this team now, it's just about. I think you were saying. Did you say double over triple Spurs attack? You think triple's probably a bit too hasty?
I'd just be afraid because of Europa League. I do think Bale's obviously getting quite a lot of minutes now. I am kind of afraid that he might get rotated a bit now the Europa League games are coming up again. We'll just have to see if he gets benched in the Europa League. So if he gets benched in the Europa League, you'll know that he'll start on the weekend. But if he starts any minutes really in the Europa League, I'll be very afraid that he gets rotated. If he doesn't, he is such a good pick. He's on fire, and I take back everything I've ever said about Bale because it's just he looks so good. His positioning. Against Crystal Palace, yes, it's Crystal Palace, but his positioning in that game was unbelievable. The runs he was making in behind, I was like, wow. Is he playing? I think he's genuinely playing for a Welsh spot for the Euros, because I believe it. Somebody said there was a leak that said Bale will not be playing for Wales in the Euros if he doesn't get first team football. And as soon as that was said, he started getting first team football. So maybe he's playing for Euros, but it doesn't matter because he's playing brilliant. So as long as he's playing brilliant, I don't care.
There was another player that I was considering as well to bring in is Mason Mount. Now we know. He's been doing all right under Tuchel. He's got 3 goals by the looks of it, and one of them being a penalty since the appointment of the Chelsea manager. He only played about 24 minutes against Everton. But do you feel he's probably a decent one to go for, despite his, he's a 7 million. He's priced at 7 million. Do you feel, with Leeds, then he's got a blank, then he's got West Brom, then he's got Palace and Brighton. Do you feel he could be one that we could consider bringing in, or do you feel we should probably still wait and just watch and see what happens?
I think he's a great player, and we always have this thing about how like Fernandez away, he gets the goals away from home, but that is sort of true with Mount this season. He has a lot of away returns. I don't know what that is about, but and especially since Tuchel's come in, I think he's scored in all 3 away games that he's played for Tuchel, I believe. So he has like this thing about away games, but you see how well he plays, man. He's just he fits in that system so well, and I just think he got a rest against Everton. He played 80 minutes against Liverpool where he ran his socks off. I think he deserved a rest against Everton, and he plays Leeds away next, who are really, really bad defensively. Let's not forget that Chelsea could get a couple against them. So Mason Mount's such a good pick. They have, I'd say, the best next 8 fixtures out of every team. They're great defensively at the moment, and they're looking to secure top 4. So what more can you ask for Chelsea players? The only real risk is of rotation. If you're scared of rotation, then it's not the players for you, because you will get a bit of rotation. You just got to be prepared for that.
Yeah. Just let everyone know the chat is working now on the screen. It went a bit dodgy for the first 35 minutes, but it's now working on the screen. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. I don't know if you've got any chips left. Have you used all your chips?
Yeah,
same
I
as
used
me.
all my chips. My chips all got me 20 plus points on top of what I would have got. So like wildcards, they gave me 20 extra points and blah blah blah. My bench boost got me 20 points. My free hit got me actually 30 extra points. Yeah, all my chips worked, but I don't have any more left. And yeah, I'm in the red at the moment.
Cool. Dylan's saying Leipzig versus Liverpool watch along. No, I'm not feeling like it tonight. The way we're playing, I'm trying to feel confident about trying to, but I mean I can't.
What did you think about the games last night?
The Champions League.
The Champions League games.
Well,
you watched them?
I watched a few, and Pepe did well. About 38 years of age, did well against Juve, and Porto knocking out Ronaldo's team. Porto definitely one to watch, and I did probably say that when we were talking about. I think there'd be a banana skin in this.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. But I think I'm surprised. I would have loved Sevilla to beat Dortmund. But the only question is going to see it's tonight, isn't it? PSG versus Barcelona. So it's going to be interesting to see, because last time out, about three or 4 seasons ago, Barcelona did a comeback against PSG. They got absolutely thumped. So it's going to be interesting this if Messi and co. But I just don't feel there's enough quality. I don't think Messi can do it alone, because there's not much quality in that Barcelona team. I think PSG are still going to edge it, and I think Mbappe will probably score again.
All the big rumours at the moment: Ilkay Gundogan and João Cancelo not playing against Southampton tonight.
Oh, interesting.
That's a big rumour at the moment.
6 o'clock, isn't it? It kicks off.
So yeah, we'll get lineups in 2 minutes as well. But I going back to that, I know like we're talking about FPL and stuff, but for UCL Fantasy, I had the perfect game, because I had Haaland captain, Ronaldo, and Chiesa, and they all got something. So it's a complete different to how my FPL team's going. So yeah, that Chiesa kid was unbelievable. That Juventus Porto game was so good. It was one of the best Champions League games I've seen, probably since the Tottenham Ajax game the other couple years ago. It was such a good game.
I don't know if the lineups have just come out now. Just looking on SofaScore.
It should come out.
I think
this
this is
should be
the
out now.
confirmed one. It says Edison, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Gundogan, Fernandinho, Silva, Foden, Aguero, and Sterling. By the looks of it.
In case you Oh my god, I can't believe Sterling's playing. I don't want to watch him. I really don't. I hate him so much.
Oh my god. Right, have a look at Southampton's team. It matters. No Danny Ings. They got Teller up front with Che Adams, Kyle Walker Peters, Vestergaard, Fraser Forster starting goal, Bertrand, Bednarek, James Ward-Prowse, Armstrong, Diallo, and Minamino for Southampton by the looks of it.
I don't know where you were Hold on. I don't know where you were reading this Man City lineup because that wasn't the lineup.
Let's put his sofa score. Is that not line? I'll look at Man City.
No. It's Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Gundogan.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be right because it
De
was
Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Sterling, Jesus, Aguero, Stones
There we go.
on the bench, Mendy on the bench, Cancelo's on the bench, Rodrigo's on the bench. So yeah, Cancelo isn't starting, but Gundo is for them Gundo captainers.
Oh, I hate when SofaScore do that and they put some random line
They're
about.
terrible.
It's annoying that. Yeah, so it's pretty similar. I mean, we've seen like Edison, Diaz. They basically got, well, barring Cancelo, they got Diaz and Laporte starting. Fernandinho starting. Gundogan starting. Mahrez isn't starting. And KDB isn't starting either. So, yeah, and Sterling's starting, but he's on the bench on the other one. So, yeah, so this is the actual lineup, guys.
Yeah, so De Bruyne starting, guys. Gundo starting. So if you've got them captain, you're happy.
Oh, God.
Thank God Sterling's not playing though, so I don't have to watch him miss every shot he takes.
Yeah, Dylan, just pretty lame, aren't they? Bloody SofaScore when they do that.
SofaScore's terrible for that.
Yeah, they should really put like your average rate. They should really bloody put what the thing is. But yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, let's go. KDB. Well, no, KDB is on the bench, mate. So I won't say let's go.
No, KDB starting.
Oh, KDB starting. See, I'm getting confused now.
You're getting confused, bro.
I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of it.
Get rid of it. Go on Twitter.
There we go.
No,
It's
no.
That's it.
KDB starts. Yes, KDB starts.
I'm not using you again. SofaScore. But yeah, have Gundo and Diaz, but Cancelo. But yeah,
Stone's not starting either. That's a bit, sad for some people
I had a
as well.
feeling there was going to be a bit rotation now. If it was going to be probably Stones, because Diaz is more nailed on, and Stones. I just had a feeling that centre back partnership there was going to be some rotation. One of them was going to be dropped to the bench, the main two. So, but overall, what do you think of the actual lineup there on the screen? You know,
I'm actually so happy with this lineup as a City fan.
As a City fan.
FPL wise, I've only got one player starting. At least it's my captain. I got Diaz starting. Cancelo and Sterling are on the bench for me on FPL. But as a City fan, I wanted this lineup. This is pretty much the lineup I wanted. Maybe Stones in for Laporte, but I understand the rotation.
Yeah.
This is the exact lineup I thought we needed. Bernardo needed to play because he was so integral to the energy in midfield. And as soon as you took him out, you saw against United, there was no energy in midfield. We're all so slow. There's no pace, no nothing. And I really wanted Bernardo back, so I'm happy Bernardo's in there. Foden starting needed to happen. Jesus definitely needed to go on the bench. He's bloody useless. Absolutely useless. I could go on for hours about how much I dislike him as a striker. He's not a striker. And yeah, this is the exact lineup as a City fan I wanted. This is what I wanted. So
cool. Just do.
Let's have that Stones and Cancelo bench. Let's have it.
Here he is. Here he is. Who have you got tonight, mate? Jay, how you doing?
I've got. How you doing, guys? How you doing? I've got Gundo. So you shut me up for a good couple seconds there, saying he was going to get benched.
yeah.
Blame SofaScore.
And I've got Diaz, and I've also got Vestergaard. So it's a weird one.
Nice.
We are scoring would be nice.
The thing is with Vestergaard, that might be quite good because we are very bad at defending corners. Recently, we've been quite good because obviously Diaz has come in and he's been a big part of that. But now Rodri's not playing in this game and Stones is not playing in this game. Yeah, we're kind of exposed from corners. So yeah, I'd look out for that.
You can just imagine me screaming if he scores.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, just quickly, we got from Dylan as well. Thoughts on Aubameyang? Now that you're here too, Jay, it'd be great to get your opinion on this. Aubameyang, Aubameyang, just bring his stats up on the screen. Now he's been getting the quite a few minutes as of late. He's got about 9 goals and 1 assist so far this season. He got a hat-trick against Leeds in 24. Start the season, we're all hyping him up, and then suddenly he was doing absolutely crap, and we didn't bring him in. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on Aubameyang. I know he's still quite a hefty price at 11.4 million. He's got Spurs, West Ham, Liverpool, Sheffield United, Fulham next few games. Do you think he's a good one to go for? Do you think, nah, probably still ignore him? It's Arsenal at the end of the day. We'll start with Jay. What do you think about Aubameyang?
Nah, if Aubameyang was 100% going to play week in, week out, like if they weren't in the Europa League and we knew that he was going to be committed to Prem games, then I would 100% bring him in my team. Their run of fixtures, and he's such an easy captaincy option for like in 5 weeks, like in a row from I think game 31, they play like the bottom 4 teams or something ridiculous. Like they got such a good run of fixtures. So if I knew he was going to play week in, week out, he'd be coming in. But because I don't, I'm steering clear and probably going to go for Saka, who I can at 5.3 million. If he gets benched, it's just not that big of a deal.
We need Arsenal to get knocked out of the Europa League. That's what we need. And we'll be flocking to Aubameyang.
That'd be chill.
Yeah, so just SofaScore finally updated by the looks of it. Their bloody lineups. But yeah, I think Dylan saying like, wait, KDB is playing a false number 9. Yeah, by the looks of it, yeah. But well, actually, it looks like it's Bernardo Silva on SofaScore.
Well, it'll be
probably switched. Yeah.
From a City fan, what happens usually, it's Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne are constantly rotating out of the number 9, so out of the false 9, so they'll keep going deep. One will come deep, and then the other one will go forward, and then vice versa. It will happen. It will rotate. So it's sort of a technical up front too, and then they come, both come deep. One comes deep, and then one goes forward. It's very, rotational. So.
Yeah, so it's De Bruyne passing it to Bernardo Silva, cuts it back to Gundogan.
Yeah, like that's probably what's going to happen.
Benji, what's your thoughts on Laporte? Because you remember he used to be, before his big injury last season, he used to be City's, big main centre back. Do you think he's just, definitely lost his starting place now? I know he's starting today, but do you feel, it's all about Diaz and Stones, that main partnership now? What do you think about Laporte?
He's a great player, and if Man City want to go on and win a Champions League, we do need a striker, Haaland. Having good rotational centre backs will be absolutely vital because Stones can't play every game. He's such a good defender next to Diaz, but he's very injury prone and he can't play every game, just like Laporte is. Laporte can't play every game. He's very injury prone. So if you have 2 injury prone players, you can sort of rotate them so then they don't have those injury issues, and if one of them does, then you've got a great backup. So if we want to win the Champions League, if we want to constantly be challenging for quadruples every bloody year or trebles, we're gonna need backup. So Laporte is honestly a perfect backup, but he's also a perfect starter. So yeah, I hope he there's rumours of him leaving in the summer. I hope that's not true because he'll win trophies at City, so why would he want to move?
We've got a question from Kobe, another one for you because you're a Man City fan, Benji. Is Triple City still necessary for FPL? What do you think? Because we bring the fixtures away.
It's going to be controversial, but I don't think Triple City is essential. With 2 blanks coming up in the next 5 games, is Triple City really that essential? We've been shown up to have a weaker defence at the moment. Maybe that's because of tiredness or something. I don't know. But we've been letting in goals recently, and it's very strange. I don't know. I don't think having a Triple City is as essential. If you've got Triple City, that's fine, but I don't think it's essential to have it. No.
Yeah. Dylan's saying Barca 4, PSG 0, Leipzig 3. Yeah. We'll see what happens, Dylan. It probably will happen. I'm not in that confident, mate, as you know, but we'll see what happens. But sorry, Jay. Well,
I was going to say, I don't know how controversial this is, but I think it's time to ship City. I think it's time to say bye-bye. You know, Gundogan, time to go. Diaz, Diaz is probably the only one I'd maybe hold on to. If you own De Bruyne, I pray for you. Cancelo, it's time to go.
Yeah, Cancelo's time to go. I think.
But yeah, what are you going to do with the De Bruyne, Benji? Is it a wait and see on tonight and then?
I don't have De Bruyne. I've got Sterling.
Oh, do you not? Fair enough.
I really want to move Sterling out, but I just see no option to go to anybody. I've still got Salah. I want to move Salah out. And there's just not enough options in my head. Like, I want to get a Spurs player, but I don't want to get a Spurs player this week for a -4. I'd rather do it next week on the blank. So, and then next week I want to do other things. It's just like, it's nuts.
Does this Sterling benching mean that? Because I saw Bruno on Twitter saying if Sterling gets benched, he's captaining him. So does this benching make you want to captain him against Fulham?
Well, the interesting thing was he got benched. The previous Fulham game was at home, I believe. The game before that, he got benched. Didn't play. I think he played like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something. The next game, he got 2 goals against Fulham. I think it was 2 goals or a goal and an assist. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But he did get in a return. I remember that specifically. So, and every time he's been benched, the next game he gets a double digit. So maybe there is some, psychological thing with that. I don't know. So possibly. I won't be selling him this week. I really want to get rid of him for like Mahrez or get rid of him for Son. But many other areas in my team that I need to fix. And I think double City though is probably the max. For me, that's why I'm definitely going to get rid of one City at least. So it's probably Cancelo.
I know it sounds a bit wacky, but I'm getting rid of Gundogan ahead of Fulham, probably for Saka.
Right.
That's my plan because I think he's going to get benched this weekend against Fulham, and then bring in Saka for game 29, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I would say that if you're going to sell a City player, it's not actually a big deal. Like it's not like a deal breaker. It's not that risky. I think selling one City player isn't that bad.
Gundogan has hurt me this season though. He has hurt me.
So just last few thoughts from everyone in chat. What someone's saying, Dylan was saying, I was thinking of selling KDB and Gundo, only have Diaz. I don't know if it was one of you guys, I don't know what you were saying about Gundo playing a bit more, could be playing a bit more as like a defensive role now in centre mid, now that KDB is back. So we won't see him go as far forward and probably getting those returns. And also he's not on penalty duty too, now that both, seeing like Aguero, KDB back too. Dylan saying, I have Sterling, even worse. George saying, should I sell Stones? No, I wouldn't sell Stones. No, I know he's more rotation than Diaz, but I still think I think double, despite them having a blank and or 2 blanks, no blank in 29-33, I still think double City defence. I don't know. Do you think it's necessary, Benji, being a City fan?
I don't think double City defence is necessary. Okay. After Fulham, let's say, we've got, I believe, Leicester, Aston Villa, and I can't remember the other fixture. But I think they're all, for me, all very hard fixtures for defensive returns now. Seeing how we've played in the last 3 games defensively, we just look so tired at the back again. And whether that's because we're playing a bit more reserved for Champions League or FA Cup or whatever that's coming up, I don't know. It just seems like it's all sudden turned on the head, and we saw it against West Ham. We saw it against Wolves, and then obviously we saw it against United. And I'd say having double City defence is not as essential as it used to be. A couple of weeks ago.
Let's tap this in quickly. Everyone's saying here as well. Dylan's saying, Well, Kobe saying thoughts on my possible moves: Cancelo to Dunk, DCL to Iniacho, and Gundogan to Bale. We'll go to Jay with that. It's from Kobe in chat. What do you think of those moves?
I'd assume that's a -4.
Would it be for -4, Kobe? Would it be for, or would it be a -6?
Was Cancelo to Dunk?
This has got 2 free transfers.
Probably not this week because he's just been benched, so that would kind of elude him starting against Fulham, which would be pretty good if he does. So I think hold on to Cancelo for this game week. And who was it? Iheanacho in for
DCL.
DCL. Everton have.
The Everton play Burnley, Palace, and Brighton in the next 3. Have the blank obviously in 29.
Let's have a look. Hang on.
Yeah, but yeah, Iheanacho does as well. So I don't think I'll be taking out DCL.
No.
And then it was, but I'm assuming that's all to kind of fund the move.
I think
Bale.
Kobe said earlier, I think with the Iheanacho move, it's a 1-week punt against Sheffield United. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I know the fixtures get tougher and they have a blank. But I still think keep DCL. I think he's just, I just think with the favourable fixtures, despite him not playing the blank game week, I think keep DCL. But sorry, Jay. With Gundogan to Bale as well, just give my thoughts. I think go for Bale. Gundogan's gone a bit quiet as of late, and I think Bale's the man in form at the moment. And Cancelo to Dunk. Look at Brighton's fixtures quickly.
Obviously, wait for Europa League games.
Yeah,
though.
I wouldn't rush. I wouldn't rush. No.
Yeah, on players that you know are playing midweek, wait. Players that obviously aren't, you can take a little bit more risk on, but players like Bale, he might play on Thursday and get injured. You never know. You know what Bale's like. His knees are made of glass at times, so be careful on that one.
Kobe's
gonna do it early.
Yeah, Kobe's just said it's for -4, guys. So Jay, please carry on what you were saying about.
Yeah, for a -4, I don't think so. I think you can make. I also think I guess to pose a question as almost a response. How many? Because I don't think any of those. I guess Bale does play in 29, and Dunk does as well. But how many players are you guys going to be able to get out for game 29?
It's a tough one. It is, but I like I said, I just think keep DCL because in natural, like you said, it's going to be a 1-week punt. I don't think it's worth it. I think Leicester are 50-50. I don't think they're going to bulldoze past Sheffield United. Just keep DCL. It's a bold, silly move to do. Just keep DCL, mate. And but yeah, I like the Gundo to Bale move. That's nice. I do like that. But don't.
Like that.
That's Gonna pose. I'll pose a question to both of you. How many players are you going to be able to get out for 29?
9 players.
You're going to be able to field 9.
At the moment, well, barring Dyer and Alioski, I'll have 7, mainly attacking players. So with Dyer and Alioski, I've got 9, but I know that at the moment they're not starting matches, so I'm not even going to count them.
Yeah.
At the moment, I've just got 7. Just got 7 at the minute.
That's unfortunate with that. I guess Alioski will get playing minutes because he's been coming off the bench a lot. He'll definitely at least get 1 point, or should do.
It's such a blank though. Like it's such a small blank. Everyone's gonna have the same amount of players. So as long as you've got at least maybe 8, I think you're fine. There's so many little teams. There's so little fixtures that everybody's gonna really have the same amount of players.
As well, do you have Kane and Son?
I have Kane and Son. I have both
Son,
of them.
but I will have one.
I was going to say, because as long as you have them, basically a lot of people will have probably Martinez in goal, or maybe like an Aston Villa defender. So if you've got both or at least one of the Spurs attackers, and they score, then already the Aston Villa defensive players are just down to a 1 or a 2 pointer.
I mean, in the wildcard team, Jay, I put in Martinez is in there, but I put in Areola and Aina, who pronounce his name, 2 Fulham players. I think they're good to go for.
Doubling up on Fulham defence. Yeah. This is cheap, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're looking quite solid, aren't they? I know they got a clean sheet against us, but I feel Scott Parker's really got that team looking quite solid, should I say. I think they look quite, hard to break down.
Didn't Aina get benched the other week just to say to
Let's have a
He
look.
No,
No,
he
no.
subbed off half time.
Yeah,
that's
half
what
time
I'm
against
saying.
Crystal
Against
Palace.
Palace. Yeah, I think
You
that
got
was
to say
because
though for like Adarabioyo. Is it
Adarabioyo.
Adarabioyo. That's
Played for City.
Yeah.
City youth prospect.
How many have you got, Jay, for the blank at the minute, you say?
I should have like, as long as everything goes okay, I should have 10.
Okay.
Bringing in Saka and probably Creswell in the next 2-3 transfers. I think it's annoyed me that I've not had Creswell for all this time. Like, he just keeps on getting points, and I feel so left out whenever he does. So I'm definitely hopping on the Creswell, the Creswell bandwagon.
Yeah, I got rid of Creswell for Cancelo. Not Cancelo. I can't remember who I got rid of him for now. I don't even know. But a couple of weeks ago, I got rid of him. When the fixtures turned and everyone was like, okay, we got to get rid of West Ham players now. Well, I got rid of Creswell. And that's...
I guess there was like a 3-game period when they played like City.
Yeah, City, United, like Arsenal. I think Arsenal. No, they play Arsenal on the blank, but they're playing hard fixtures and yeah, stupid, wasn't it?
Just say hello to FPL Lad. How you doing, FPL Lads? And someone's saying here, should I take Salah out? Now, I did mention this earlier that I'm gonna keep Salah for another week. Now, I know this, as I don't mean much. He got a goal and assist last time out against Wolves. Was it a 4-0 win or something early in the season? But the way we're playing with 50-50, I still don't think it's going to be an easy game. But I want to keep him for this game. I want to give him one last chance. If he blanks, then he's out. I don't know what your thoughts are. We'll start with Benji on Salah. What are your thoughts on?
Oh, I want to get Salah out.
Okay.
But I just don't know where the options are unless it's Spurs, which obviously I plan to get either Son or Bale. But that might be for Sterling. Like, I don't know at the moment, but it will either be Salah or Sterling out.
I think this week a lot of people are taking Salah out for Bale by the looks of the transfer.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I'll keep Salah this week, but he's most likely going to come out in 29 for either Bale or Son.
I don't know what your thoughts on Jay or on Salah. He's just been so sloppy.
I think it is time for Salah to go. The tough thing, as Benjamin was saying, there is like who to take him out for, because it's not like, it's not that hard of a fixture against Wolves. I think Salah to Son, if like that option is there for you, then like 100% go for it. Other than that, I mean, if you don't own Bruno, that's an easy transfer. Other than that, like I took him out on a wild card, so I was able to more like, I guess, effectively distribute the money that Salah gives you if you really like kind of knock him down. But other than that, like it's hard to know where to go. I don't know if personally I'd go to Bale just because of like it's still a little bit inconsistent for me. Yeah, that's what I was saying in my videos. He gives you that X factor, but you also just so unsure whether he's going to play each week.
Especially if he starts in the Europa League this week. That's like
exactly.
Start on the weekend against Arsenal. But
as we said with Aubameyang, you don't know. De Bruyne and Sterling, I think we probably said no to those. So that and then Mane's a no. So that's
brilliant.
Exactly. So that's literally like all of the premium options. We've basically just said a no's, apart from Son. So it's a tough one for sure.
That's why I'm looking at outside picks of like James Rodriguez. Like,
I feel
that's crazy because he's so injury prone. I'm scraping at the bottom of the barrel to find someone to replace Salah with, and it's literally Son or Bale. And if Bale doesn't look that good, or he plays the Europa League game, then it's just like just Son. That's it. It's all you got.
It's hard because it kind of feels so wrong to have so much money in the bank.
Yeah.
I don't know how I've currently got 3.5 in the bank. I don't know how much you guys have got.
I have 0.
1.1. As soon as I take Salah out, probably gonna have about 8 point something million. Because I'm thinking of bringing Lookman in. Don't ask why, but it's only on my watch list.
Yeah, I guess the thing for me is as well, I don't plan on bringing in anyone like expensive either. My planned transfers with actually like Gundogan to Saka, that's going to make me even more money. I'm looking at bringing in Creswell and Neto as well in like the next few weeks. But yeah, that's about it. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Go
I
on.
was going to say, for planned transfers, for me, I'm the exact same as you, Jay, in the way I have literally no plans for any big players or anything like that. The only player I have in mind is Azpilicueta in game week 30, and that to me is just like a obvious pick to have at least one Chelsea defender. So that's really it for me, and I don't know at all who else to bring in. It's all over the place. I don't know where my points are going to come from every week.
So just as from Jamo finally got his team sent to me. It's on the screen now. He said he's brought in Bale and Kane this week coming, and he's got Martinez in goal, Diaz, Target, Stones, and Shaw at the back. And he's got Gundo, Salah, Bale, and Bruno in mid. And he's got Captain Kane, and he's got Antonio up front, with his bench being Pope, Dallas, Rafinha, and Bamford. I think it's a lovely team. You know, you got the two main men doing well, Kane and Bale, cranking up those points. Gundo's still in there. Probably see how he does and see how Salah does against Wolves. Probably one last chance for the Egyptian king. Your bench, I know they've got Chelsea. I don't know what. Go straight away to Jay. What do you think of Jamo's team? His bench in particular. What do you think his team?
Let me try and bring it up. Sorry.
It's alright.
To load the stream still. Oh. Second, can you see it, Benji? You want to give?
You want to get Benji? So get Benji's thought.
Let me find it.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Benji?
no, I think it's quite good. Like we've talked about with Salah and maybe moving out City defender. That's probably in his thoughts for the next couple of game weeks. But I like the Kane captain, like we said before. He scores against Arsenal quite a lot. And you've got quite a few game week 29 players in there, so I'd be happy with that team. Yeah, and I wouldn't be too sad benching Leeds players against Chelsea. Chelsea defenses at the moment is is even better than City at the moment. So yeah, I wouldn't be too upset benching those players.
No, yeah, you're right, and it is looking like, oh, look at that bench, but I feel, you know, it's going to be a tough game for Leeds. It really is, and, you know, I think Chelsea, how tight they are, I think they'll probably keep Leeds out for sure. But overall, I do like the team. I don't know if you've managed to bring up the team? What do you think of it?
I think it's a nice team. I do reckon you'll be getting a Leeds player off the bench, so I'd probably, I know this is minority, but I'll probably be putting Rafinha first bench.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shaw's nice. I do like Shaw. Does Diaz start yet another game against Fulham?
Yes, he does. Let's not talk about Diaz. Not talk about Diaz. Diaz starts minutes every week.
The only thing is the conflict between Antonio and Shaw, but then Shaw does give you the attacking potential as well. So kind of also way playing him. So not bad, but yeah, it's a nice team. Got a lot of premium players in there for sure. So one of them for like this game week, it could turn out really well, but future game weeks, I don't know. It's a hard one because I feel like people are spreading money a lot more this season.
Yeah.
But even that being said, the money is still quite spread in this team. So yeah, nice team.
Yeah, so that's your team, Jamo. That's it's a good team going forward. He's got about 1 million in the bank, he said, to spare, so that's good to have that on board. I say hello to FPL Skills, Kanji. How you doing? Or Kanjil, if I pronounce the name, if I'm looking at it right. And we've got George there as well. Jamo's saying I will trade Pope for week 29 keeper. George saying 2-0 to Leeds, his prediction. Leeds will smash Chelsea. Remember that. We'll come back to that, George. We'll see. We'll see about that. and Firmino is injured. So Firmino's injured. So Origi, but then there's also Jota who could play there. So people are saying Firmino is injured. Dylan, if that is definitely correct, I haven't heard anything about that. If that is correct, then Jota will probably start in that striker role, and that will probably help us out a lot. And he'll start against his former club and hopefully score, and we'll get 3 points in that game. That's me hoping. Salah will score against Wolves. Always has a masterclass. Liverpool are good away this season. But I'm still not that confident. I'm not building myself up for it, but I'd rather keep Salah for this and just give him one last chance. Why Aspi, the Danish Maldini, is on form and way cheaper. I think I'd just get your last thoughts. I think we talked about this. I'm not too sure, Benji, but get your thoughts again. And same with Jay. Azpilicueta, he's more nailed on to start, and he's 5.7. Somebody was saying get Alonso instead. They're thinking of playing Alonso, but it's the same price as Alonso. Alonso rotating with Chilwell. What do you think of Azpilicueta? Do you think he's a nice one to go for while Chelsea keeping those clean sheets? And he has got a goal at the moment so far during Tuchel's reign. What do you think, Benji?
I think if you're going to go for any defender, it's going to be probably Rudiger or Aspi. I think him getting benched against Everton, that's just rotation, possibly. But, Aspi is probably the most nailed-on player. He's the captain. He looks like he's leading that back line. I think I mentioned it on the preview last week. Azpilicueta is leading that back line. He's shouting, screaming. He's getting forward as well. Like, even as a centre-back, he's getting forward. So, yeah, I think he's probably the best option because he's the most nailed on. Yeah. So,
what do you think?
I'm planning on getting him on game week 30.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What do you think, Jay, of Azpilicueta? Do you think he's because he's a nailed on in defence by looks of it? Do you think he's one probably to look at bringing in very soon, or do you think maybe go for someone like cheap who's Rudiger, but he's a bit of rotation there, but not too much? But do you think go for someone cheap? Is it really worth paying 5.7 million for a Chelsea defender, or do you think we should just keep it cheap?
I don't know, man. I think you both have just explained it really well in terms of, Rudiger. I was looking at him, threw me off a bit because of the benching. So if you're going to go for a Chelsea defender, he's probably the one with the fixtures they've got coming up. And as we've just discussed, people have got a lot of money in the bank. I don't think spending 5.7 on a defender who's likely to get you quite a few points is, particularly that much of a dent in the budget. So yeah, I think he's a solid pick, and if I could find a way of getting him in, I think I definitely would.
And the good thing about Azpilicueta also is he's a bonus point magnet. At the moment, he's been in bonus. He's got 3 or 2 bonus pretty much every game. So yeah,
that's massive.
That's a massive thing to bring him in as well, because the reason why that is because he's the main passer of that back three. When they move out from the back, it's usually Azpilicueta passing it to Jorginho, making those forward passes. A lot of the time he gets forward and does the crosses as well from the inside. So you're going to get extra bonus points for having Azpilicueta over a Rudiger who isn't actually on the ball a lot. So that's an extra plus.
Someone's saying here as well, my midfield is Salah, Son, Gundogan, Bale and Rafinha. Who should I bring in instead of Salah? See,
Bruno.
It's what, sorry?
Bruno.
True, yeah, Bruno. But I think I'd just give Salah one last chance. But if you really want to get rid of Salah, then I agree with Benji. Go for Bruno. He's not as consistent. I don't know what your thoughts are. I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but Benji. But what were your thoughts? Because you obviously watched the match. But what do you think of the derby? City United. But what happened? Do you think? Give us just some quick thoughts.
Rashford destroyed us. People will think, oh yeah, Fernandes' goal, Shaw played amazing, and they did. Shaw played amazing, whatever. But Rashford really destroyed us. They should have won about 4-0. Rashford got in behind so many times. Cancelo was on his ass 12 times that game. Yeah, it was honestly one of the worst performances I've seen probably since Tottenham. the Spurs 2-0 game. Yeah, we were slow, we were tired. Honestly, I think every single player on that pitch that played had a 1 out of 10 performance. I'd say the only player that really put in a performance was Mahrez. He honestly had the was the only player that had energy that game. Was only the only player that was really trying. De Bruyne was flat. Sterling wasn't even touching the ball once. The midfield was slow. Gundogan had like some of the worst first touches I've ever seen him have, and the back line was just sloppy. There was no communication. The first goal was just letting from Stones not positioning himself right and getting a bit flat-footed and having to reposition himself to try and block the shot, and he wasn't there, and it's just a mess. It was an absolute mess. And
Apologies.
I was very, very angry with the loss, but with perspective, we're still 11 points ahead. Football-wise, not FPL, but we're still 11 points ahead. We're still in for the quadruple. Whereas Man United aren't winning a trophy this year, so you still have that highlight. This is their biggest result of the year. They're celebrating like it's a trophy, and we're still sitting here with a possible quadruple on our hands. So what can I say? I still got to be happy.
Yeah, so another one here for Benji. Prediction for the game tonight, Benji. What are you hoping for? Not just FPL, well, being a City fan, well, overall, what do you think the score will be for tonight's game after seeing the team lineup?
I'm hoping for a good game because I think the lineup shows that we're injecting some pace and energy now. So I hope it's a good game. I think De Bruyne could have a good game tonight. Spraying balls behind that terrible Southampton high line. So I'm actually I'd say maybe a 3-0, 3-1 because I think we need to get back on track, get our mindset right, and what a perfect game to play against a terrible Southampton team who's in terrible form at the moment. So yeah, I'd say like a 3-1 maybe. I think Vestergaard could get a header like we said earlier, but maybe a 3-0 if we're looking at FPL, wanting them clean sheets. So yeah, 3-0 maybe.
What about you, Jay? How do you think this game will play out, and who you hoping picks you up the points tonight?
Vestergaard 100% wiping that clean sheet out. Let's have it. I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's only Diaz really that people own. So it's sort of everyone. It's either everyone gets a clean sheet or everyone doesn't. If you know what I mean. So
yeah.
If it's going to be Vestergaard, then I'll definitely have that. Let's have a Gundogan. I'll be kind. The Gundogan goal and assist, not quite a brace. I'm being generous. Yeah, let's have that. A nice 2-1 Man City. And yeah, that'll be absolutely fine. That's my realistic prediction. That's not. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 1-0. Just quick. I'm just gonna say 1-0 to Man City, and I hope it's Diaz with that goal. I really hope it is, and I'll be laughing. I just don't want Sterling, KDB, or Gundogan getting anything. I don't want them getting anything. That's because I just would love like what he did against West Ham to come flying in. Diaz has got to goal. I'd love that 1-0 and take 3 bonus for that.
I'll take 0-0.
I'll take a 0-0.
I mean, for me, the players to watch out for tonight that I think will do very well is KDB. I think Bernardo Silva's going to have a good game, maybe. And
Gundogan, what?
And Gundogan, no. And I think Mahrez might have a decent game. So yeah, those 3 players maybe for me. I'd hope to have a good game.
Just say hello to Adam FPL. How you doing? He's another FPL YouTuber. Do check him out. He's doing some really good content at the minute. Welcome, Adam. Hope you're doing well. Dylan's saying if KDB blanks tonight, he's out for Aubameyang. I don't know what your thoughts on that. Go straight to Benji. What are your thoughts on that from Dylan? If he blanks tonight for Dylan, he's out for Aubameyang.
Sure.
Do you think it's a bold move that, or do you think a bit harsh, or?
I mean, Aubameyang's going to be playing Spurs. Don't know if you want to risk that, but sure. They have great fixtures coming up. They're playing 29, so yeah, why not?
It's one of them, but also they got Liverpool at home, so it's going to be interesting. Do you think since KDB's come back, Benji, do you think he's been a bit sloppy, a bit like not the KDB of old? Do you think there's been something a bit, he's
He
still...
had a bad game against United. He had a really bad game against United. But before that, his first game was Arsenal starting, so not coming off, but off the bench, but starting was Arsenal. He was a bit slow in that game because obviously it was his first game fully back. We expected it, but he was still getting a lot of chances. And then he played okay. He played okay against West Ham and Wolves. Like he played terrible. It's just he obviously didn't. The players who got on the end of his balls couldn't score, i.e. Gundogan and Sterling, both had an XG of like 5 in those 3 games, and they couldn't score a single goal. So I know Gundogan got a goal, but what I'm saying from KDB's assists. So if they score them goals, it's a different story, and we're all saying, "Oh, KDB is amazing, KDB's amazing." But he did have a terrible game against United, so bad. So yeah, if he goes bad against tonight, you can have an argument saying that he's lost it. I don't know, but he's still one of the best players in the world for me.
People saying here, thanks Penguin, you as well. Hope you're doing well, Adam. FPL Skills saying thoughts on Iheanacho. We've been talking about him a bit during the stream. Kobe thinking about bringing him in for 1 week punt versus Sheffield United. I think he's getting the game time. Bit of switching formation. I believe they've changed to a 4-4-2 when usually they play a 4-3-3 or something like that, or 4-2-3-1. But with Madison Barnes out, it's probably changed things up now with the formation tactics. So Iheanacho isn't a bad one to go for, mate. As you can see, his fixtures do get tougher. He has got a blank. Maybe if you were just thinking for a 1 week punt, mate, go get Sheffield United. I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I think Sheffield United, like I was saying earlier, will be a tough one for Leicester. But by all means, go for it. I think he's a cheap one to go for. If you want to go for that punt, 1 week punt, go for it. Jamo saying Gundogan hat trick. Need my captain to haul. So it looks like
have it.
It's going to be interesting that. So so I think we'll wrap things up there. Been going about an hour and 20 odd minutes. But I've enjoyed that. We'll be time stamping these. I got as you can see, the wild card. What I think the best players are bringing from 28 onwards, guys. So do consider some of those players. And if you have enjoyed the stream, guys, please do give the stream a like. Please subscribe and join the Bubbly Bunch Army. And please share this stream on Facebook and Twitter. We do appreciate it. And I'm going to let my guests, I want to thank my guests most of all, Benji and Jay, for tuning in. I really appreciate it as always. But if you want to just quickly plug yourselves in, Benji, where can we find you, mate? Let everyone know.
I'm on Twitter at FPL Benji. Like I said last week, all I'll be tweeting is about how good Man City is, so be prepared for that, and a lot of gas.
And Jay, where can we find you, mate?
Cheers, man. Just JAVT, Twitter and YouTube. And guys, hit that like button. Come on, man.
Woo!
Get them likes up.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It's been awesome, and we'll see you next stream. Take care, and hopefully we're doing a stream probably Friday. I need to remember that it is Friday, guys. The deadline. We've got Newcastle, Aston Villa, I believe. So do stay tuned for that, and hopefully I'll get a stream out in the afternoon. So see you later, guys. Take care, and bye bye.
See ya.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends. Yeah, it's our time to shine. Yo, that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Give it what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind.